Thank you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony of exchanging documents signed during the official visit of the President of the Republic of Tajikistan, Rahmon, to the Russian Federation begins. Alexei E. Likachev, Director General of the State Atomic Energy Corporation Rosatom, and Sherali Kapirev, Minister of Industry and New Technology of the Republic of Tajikistan, signed an agreement between the government of the Russian Federation and the government of the Republic of Tajikistan on cooperation in the rehabilitation of the territory of the Republic of Tajikistan exposed to uranium mining and mining production. Minister of Industry and Trade of the Russian Federation Anton Andreevich Likhanov, and Minister of Industry and New Technologies of the Republic of Tajikistan, Sherali Kabir, signed an agreement between the Ministry of Trade of the Russian Federation and the Ministry of Industry and New Technologies of the Republic of Tajikistan on industrial cooperation, as well as an agreement between the government of the Russian Federation on the establishment of an industrial park on the territory of the Republic of Tajikistan. The Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation Andriy Ramovich Belasev and the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Tajikistan, Ali Sabrzada, approved the Program of Strategic Partnership of the Russian Federation and the Republic of Tajikistan in the military and military technical fields for 2026-2030 year. Minister of Finance of the Russian Federation Anton Germanovich Siluanov, Chairman of the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, Elvira Sakipsadovna Nabiulina, and Minister of Finance of the Republic of Tajikistan, Fazidin Korzada, Chairman of the National Bank of the Republic of Tajikistan, Ferda Starikzada, signed a memorandum between the Ministry of Finance of the Russian Federation, the Central Bank of the Russian Federation, and the Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Tajikistan, the National Bank of Tajikistan, on cooperation in improving financial literacy of the population. Deputy Minister of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Communications of the Russian Federation, Bella Mukarbievna Cherkasova, and Director of the Agency for Innovation and Digital Technologies under the President of the Republic of Tajikistan, Mirzo Kurshet Fazilozada, signed a Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Communications of the Russian Federation, and the Agency for Innovation and Digital Technologies under the President of the Republic, on cooperation to grow civilization and information technologies. The ceremony is over. President of the Russian Federation Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin and President of the Republic of Tajikistan Emomali Rahmon make a statement following the talks. Dear Imam Sharipovich, ladies and gentlemen, friends, we are sincerely glad to welcome the President of the Republic of Tajikistan, Emomali Sharipovich Rahmon, who are in Russia on an official visit. I would like to emphasize that our talks with Emomali Sharipovich today were traditionally held in a friendly and businesslike atmosphere, and were very informative. Relations between Russia and Tajikistan are of a truly strategic, partner-like and allied nature, based on the unshakable principles of mutual respect, equality, and consideration of each other's interests. And most importantly, they continue to develop steadily and dynamically. Russia is one of Tajikistan's largest foreign trade partners. Last year, the trade turnover increased by more than 7% and reached $1.5 billion. Our country is among the leading investors in the Tajik economy. There are over 300 enterprises with Russian participation operating in the Republic, and in general, our capital investments amount to $1.6 billion. It is important that Russia and Tajikistan have practically abandoned the use of foreign currencies in financial settlements. The share of the ruble in commercial transactions by the end of last year exceeded 96%. Stable channels of credit and banking cooperation are being consistently built. A number of banks in Tajikistan have joined the financial message transmission system of the Central Bank of Russia. Russian and Tajik citizens have the opportunity to make cross-border transfers of funds through the system of fast payments. The issues of wider use of Russian Mir payment cards on the territory of Tajikistan are being resolved. The governments of the two countries are constantly working to improve the regime of mutual trade and investment. create conditions for new mutually beneficial projects. The economic cooperation programs signed in October last year are being implemented. The relevant departments of the two countries have developed an action plan to increase bilateral trade turnover by 2.5 times by the 2030 year. Russia supplies large volumes of oil and petroleum products to the Republic, almost completely covering the needs of the Tajik economy in hydrocarbons. Moreover, energy supplies are carried out without levying export customs duties. Gazpromneft is actively operating in the Tajik market, owning a network of oil depots of gas stations, and providing a significant share of all tax payments to the state budget of the country. Russia is helping Tajikistan in the development of hydropower. The Tanglyudinskaya HP, built with Russian participation, produces 12% of the electricity consumed by the Republic. Our companies are ready to continue to assist in the operation and modernization of existing generation capacities in Tajikistan, based on the most advanced technological and environmental standards. Industrial cooperation is deepening. The Russian BTK group of companies is implementing a project to create a full-cycle light industry cluster in the Republic, from cotton cultivation to the production of ready-made garments. Deliveries of machine-building products, passenger cars, pipes, rolled metal products to the Tajik market have been established. And in accordance with the intergovernmental agreement signed today, a Russian-Tajik industrial park will soon be created in Dushanbe. It is well known that about 1 million Tajik citizens live and work in Russia. They are engaged in a variety of industries, especially such dynamically developing ones as construction, housing and utilities, transport and logistics, and make a great contribution to the development of the Russian economy. And, importantly, their money transfers to their homeland are a serious help for Tajikistan and for their families. We strive to provide Tajik citizens in Russia with decent working conditions and social protection. Russian relevant agencies are in constant dialogue with their Tajik counterparts and provide the most detailed explanations of the rules in the field of migration. I would also like to note that our country provides Tajikistan with significant donor assistance. At the expense of Russian funds of the Republic, school nutrition programs, modernization of plant systems, as well as many other projects in important spheres of life of Tajik society, are financed. Cooperation in the cultural and humanitarian field is progressing. As is known, in Tajikistan, the Russian language has the constitutional status of the language of intraethnic communication. We are very grateful to the President of Tajikistan for such a careful attitude to the Russian language. In this regard, I would like to note the successfully implemented joint project of school education in Russian. We are talking about 5 schools in Dushanbe and other Tajik cities, in which about 5,500 students study, according to Russian educational programs and standards. Within the framework of the Russian Teacher Abroad project, almost 100 teachers from Russia were sent to Tajikistan to teach last year. In addition, more than 35,000 Tazir students are currently studying at Russian universities, as well as at branches in the Republic and at the Russian-Tajik Slavic University. One of the largest quotas for the CIS countries has been allocated for the needs of the Republic, 1,000 state scholarships. A solemn ceremony was held in Dushanbe today to mark the start of construction of the International Educational Center for Gifted Children and the new building of the Vladimir Mayakovsky State Russian Drama Theater with the participation of Russia. And Emomali Sharipovich and I took part in it via video link. We hope that these new cultural objects will become another symbol of friendship between the peoples of Russia and Tajikistan. This year, we are celebrating together the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War. This is really a common victory, and we are well aware of the price it came at. We cherish the memory of the heroism of our fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, who defended life and freedom for us and for future generations. Emomali Sharipovich accepted our invitation and will come to celebrate the victory anniversary on May 9th in Moscow. Also, according to the existing agreement, the calculation of the armed forces of the Republic will participate in the solemn parade on Red Square. The discussion of the current regional and global agenda has once again confirmed the common positions of our countries. Russia and Tajikistan are committed to the principles of the rule of international law, sovereignty, and non-interference in internal affairs. We coordinate in key areas and on the main international platforms, in the STO, the SCO, the Commonwealth of Independent States. Russia is supporting Tajikistan during its presidency of the CIS this year, the main event of which will be the summit of the leaders of the Commonwealth in October in Dushanbe. Of course, we could not but discuss the security issues in Central Asia, in particular, taking into account the challenges and threats emanating from the territory of Afghanistan. Russia will continue to contribute to the maintenance of peace and stability in this region, including using the capabilities of the 201st Russian military base stationed in the Republic. It was agreed to further deepen defense, military technical, anti-terrorist and anti-drug cooperation. To mention that at the end of 2023 year, the opening of the border post in the mountainous region of Tajikistan took place. The outpost was built at the expense of the Russian federal budget and is equipped with the most modern technical means and weapons. We agreed today that we will continue to work in this direction. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that the talks we have had, the exchange of views, and the signed documents will undoubtedly contribute to the further strengthening of the Russian-Tajik partnership and will serve to improve the well-being and prosperity of the peoples of our two countries. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich. Dear representatives of the mass media. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the President of the Russian Federation, dear Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, for the invitation to pay a visit to the Russian Federation. During the talks, as Mr. Putin has already noted, we discussed in detail the key issues concerning the two countries, as well as current regional and international problems. We noted with satisfaction the good dynamics of the political dialogue at all levels. They noted that trade and economic cooperation has received a positive impetus in recent years. There is a steady increase in trade turnover. Over the past year, its volume has increased by almost 16% and amounts to about $2 billion. We have agreed to prepare an intergovernmental action plan until the 30th year to increase the volume of mutual trade. We will support the activities of companies with Russian capital in Tajikistan, which currently number about 400. The agreements reached on the intensification of joint work in the field of industrial cooperation highlighted the positive dynamics of cooperation in the textile industry. We noted the agro-industrial complex as promising areas of cooperation. In this context, we suggested that the Russian side step up steps to establish enterprises in Tajikistan for processing cut products, in particular vegetables and fruits, hard cotton, leather and wool. The readiness of the statistical side to expand exports of environmentally friendly agricultural products to the Russian market was emphasized. Today, we have agreed to implement jointly with Rosatom the second stage of the project on the cultivation of uranium tailings dumps in the north of Tajikistan. We consider it expedient to work out the issue of conducting an expedition of experts and two countries to study the conditions of our glaciers. Today, under the influence of the effects of climate change, there is an alarming trend of accelerated melting of the glaciers of Tajikistan, which are the source of formation of up to 60% of the water resources of Central Asia. During the negotiations, we paid appropriate attention to the issues of cooperation in the energy sector. During the talks, Vladimir Vladimirovich and I highly appreciated the level of cooperation in the humanitarian sphere that has been achieved. In the video conference mode, the construction of the Mayakovsky Russian Drama Theater centers and a center for gifted children in the capital of Tajikistan was launched. We agreed that in June of this year, Tajikistan's non-cultures will be held in Russia. Today, we have discussed cooperation in the field of labor migration in detail. Intervedic work in this area will be intensified. Efforts will be directed to the meaningful content of interregional cooperation. Currently, about 80 regions of Russia maintain trade, economic, cultural, and humanitarian ties with Tajikistan. Intergovernmental cooperation was highly appreciated at the talks. Today, we have discussed in detail the cooperation in the field of security between the special services and law enforcement agencies of our countries. Close and fruitful cooperation has been established in this direction. And this has been giving concrete results for the last year. The interaction of the parties in this area covers a wide range of issues of countering security challenges and threats. These include, in particular, terrorism, extremism, radicalism, cross-border organized crime, cybercrime, and drug trafficking. We highly appreciated the bilateral cooperation on multilateral platforms, primarily in the UN, the CIS, the SCO, and the STO. To the grateful Russian side for the continued support of our global initiatives on water and climate. I would like to emphasize that we are satisfied with the results of the negotiations. Tajik himself will continue to strive to fully realize the great potential of Tajik-Russian relations, alliance, and strategic partnership. Completion. Once again, I would like to thank dear Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin and all Russian friends for the warm welcome and hospitality. Thank you for your attention.